When driving in a construction zone, you should A. Speed up to pass through quickly. B. Follow the posted speed limit, even if workers are not present. C. Change lanes frequently to avoid equipment. D. Use your horn to alert workers of your presence. Answer B. The posted speed limit in construction zones must be followed at all times, regardless of worker presence. If your vehicle starts skidding, you should A. Steer in the direction you want to go. B. Brake hard to stop the skid. C. Turn the wheel in the opposite direction of the skid. D. Accelerate to regain traction. Answer A. Steer in the direction you want to go to regain control during a skid. When exiting a highway, you should A. Slow down on the highway before entering the exit ramp. B. Maintain your speed until you are on the exit ramp. C. Stop briefly on the ramp to check for traffic. D. Use hazard lights while exiting. Answer B. Maintain highway speed until on the exit ramp to avoid disrupting traffic. A flashing red traffic light means A. Proceed with caution without stopping. B. Treat it as a yield sign and slow down. C. Stop completely and proceed when it is safe. D. Continue only if no other vehicles are present. Answer C. A flashing red light should be treated as a stop sign, requiring a complete stop before proceeding. When parking uphill with a curb, you should A. Turn the wheels toward the curb. B. Turn the wheels away from the curb. C. Leave the wheels straight. D. Use the emergency brake only. Answer B. Turning the wheels away from the curb ensures the vehicle rolls into the curb if the brakes fail. A broken yellow line next to your lane means A. Passing is allowed if it is safe to do so. B. Passing is prohibited in both directions. C. Passing is allowed only during daylight hours. D. You must slow down and prepare to stop. Answer A. A broken yellow line allows passing if it can be done safely. At a T intersection without signs, who has the right of way? A. The driver on the terminating road. B. The driver on the through road. C. The driver who arrives first. D. The larger vehicle. Answer B. Drivers on the through road have the right of way at T intersections. A vehicle displaying a triangular orange sign on the rear is A. A slow-moving vehicle. B. An emergency vehicle. C. A vehicle carrying hazardous materials. D. A vehicle restricted to freeways only. Answer A. The orange triangular sign indicates a slow-moving vehicle that travels at speeds below 25 miles per hour. When making a left turn, you must A. Yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. B. Turn quickly to avoid delaying other drivers. C. Rely on the green light for the right of way. D. Only yield if a yield sign is present. Answer A. Drivers must yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians when making left turns. A steady green light means A. Proceed through the intersection without caution. B. Yield to vehicles already in the intersection. C. Stop and wait for a flashing green light. D. Turn only if there is no oncoming traffic. Answer B. A steady green light allows drivers to proceed, but they must yield to vehicles already in the intersection. If you approach a traffic signal with a flashing yellow arrow, you should A. Stop and wait for a green arrow. B. Turn immediately without yielding. C. Proceed with caution but yield to oncoming traffic. D. Treat it as a red light and stop completely. Answer C. A flashing yellow arrow indicates you may turn but must yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. When following another vehicle at night, you should A. Use high beams for better visibility. B. Maintain a 2-second following distance. C. Dim your headlights to avoid blinding the driver. D. Follow closely to keep their lights in view. Answer: C. Dim your headlights when following another vehicle at night to prevent blinding the driver ahead. When approaching a fire station driveway with flashing emergency lights, you must: A. Stop and wait until the lights are off. B. Yield to emergency vehicles leaving the station. C. Proceed cautiously without stopping. D. Use the opposite lane to avoid delays. Answer: B. Drivers must yield to emergency vehicles exiting the fire station when lights are flashing. A yellow curb means: A. Parking is prohibited at all times. B. Parking is for short-term loading or unloading only. C. Parking is allowed only for commercial vehicles. D. Parking is allowed on weekends. Answer: B. Yellow curbs are designated for short-term loading and unloading only. When you see a no turn on red sign, you must: A. Turn only after stopping completely. B. Wait for the green light before turning. C. Turn cautiously if the road is clear. D. Ignore the sign if pedestrians are not present. Answer: B. A no turn on red sign prohibits turning on a red light, even after stopping. At a railroad crossing without gates or lights, you should: A. Slow down and look both ways before crossing. B. Cross quickly to avoid stopping. C. Honk to alert any trains. D. Stop only if you hear a train whistle. Answer: A. At crossings without gates or lights, slow down and look for trains before proceeding. When a pedestrian is in a crosswalk with no traffic lights, you must: A. Stop only if the pedestrian is in your lane. B. Yield to the pedestrian regardless of their position. C. Honk to alert the pedestrian of your presence. D. Continue if you are in a hurry. Answer: B. Drivers must yield to pedestrians in crosswalks, regardless of where they are. A shared center lane is used for: A. Passing slower traffic. B. Making left turns by vehicles from both directions. C. Parking temporarily in emergencies. D. Merging onto the highway. Answer: B. Shared center lanes are for making left turns from either direction. When approaching an uncontrolled intersection, you must: A. Yield to the driver on your right. B. Accelerate to cross first. C. Yield only if a stop sign is visible. D. Stop completely, even if the road is clear. Answer: A. At uncontrolled intersections, drivers must yield to the vehicle on their right. A bicyclist riding on the road must: A. Use the sidewalk whenever possible. B. Obey the same traffic rules as vehicles. C. Always yield to cars regardless of the situation. D. Ride against the flow of traffic. Answer: B. Bicyclists must obey the same traffic rules as motor vehicles, including traffic signals and signs. When driving through a work zone with reduced speed limits, you should: A. Maintain the regular speed limit if workers are not visible. B. Obey the posted reduced speed limit. C. Speed up to avoid congestion. D. Drive as close to other vehicles as possible. Answer: B. Drivers must follow reduced speed limits in work zones for safety, even if workers are not visible. A vehicle with a solid green light at an intersection must: A. Yield to all cross-traffic regardless of the light. B. Stop completely before proceeding. C. Proceed but yield to pedestrians and vehicles already in the intersection. D. Make a left turn if traffic is clear. Answer: C. Vehicles may proceed on a green light but must yield to pedestrians and vehicles already in the intersection. Drivers must stop for a school bus with flashing red lights. A. Only if traveling in the same direction. B. On all roadways except divided highways. C. Only if children are visible near the bus. D. At all times, regardless of the road type. Answer B. Vehicles must stop for school buses with flashing red lights unless on a divided highway. If you are involved in a minor collision with no injuries, you must A. Move your vehicle out of the traffic lane if possible. B. Leave the scene immediately to avoid delays. C. Wait for police to arrive before moving your vehicle. D. Ignore the accident if there is minimal damage. Answer A. Drivers must move their vehicles out of traffic lanes if it is safe to do so and report the accident. A no parking zone is indicated by A. A solid yellow curb. B. A flashing yellow light. C. A triangular orange sign. D. A striped white line. Answer A. Yellow curbs often indicate no parking zones in specific areas. On a road with two lanes traveling in opposite directions, you must A. Pass other vehicles using the oncoming traffic lane only when safe. B. Use the shoulder to pass slower vehicles. C. Always drive in the left lane unless passing. D. Pass without signaling if the road is clear. Answer A. Passing is allowed using the oncoming lane only when safe and permitted by road markings. When you encounter an animal crossing the road, you should A. Stop abruptly to avoid hitting it. B. Slow down and proceed cautiously. C. Honk repeatedly to scare it off the road. D. Speed up to pass before it enters your lane. Answer B. Slowing down and proceeding cautiously minimizes risks to both the driver and the animal. When a traffic signal is not functioning at an intersection, you must A. Treat the intersection as a four-way stop. B. Proceed cautiously without stopping. C. Yield to vehicles on your left only. D. Wait until the signal is repaired. Answer A. Non-functioning traffic signals should be treated as a four-way stop. When passing a bicyclist on the road, you must A. Leave at least 3 feet of space between your vehicle and the bicycle. B. Honk to alert the cyclist before passing. C. Pass as closely as possible to avoid oncoming traffic. D. Slow down and follow closely until the cyclist stops. Answer A. Oklahoma law requires at least 3 feet of clearance when passing a bicyclist. Drivers are required to dim their high beams when approaching another vehicle. A. At all times, regardless of the distance. B. Only if the other driver flashes their lights. C. Within 500 feet of the oncoming vehicle. D. Within 1,000 feet of the other vehicle. Answer C. High beams must be dimmed within 500 feet of an oncoming vehicle to prevent blinding the driver.